Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLee's Corner. Happy Juneteenth to everyone celebrating the holiday of the Black people's freedom. Okay, I know I am on earlier in the day because I am off work today. And I did not want to wait until 9 p.m. because I want to chill out for the rest of the day. And we really just here to go over Tyler Perry. Everybody getting sued, okay? Tyler Perry, T.I., Fat Joe. It's too many lawsuits for no apparent reason. And it's weird to me, okay? But I was like, girl, let's put on a little show for y'all today and then enjoy the rest of the evening. Okay, y'all know to do a thing or two for me first. Y'all know to subscribe to the channel. Okay, like the video. Okay, comment in the comment section. If you round here, if you hear your fingers work, just say hello. Okay, now I know sometimes YouTube don't let y'all know I'm on live. So if you come on late, or if you're watching a replay because you did not know, that's not my fault. Okay, I posted on IG. I posted on, did I post on Twitter? I can't remember, but I posted on IG and I posted on my wall too. So I tried to tell y'all that today I'm gonna go live. Okay, so look, this is a very relaxed live. Okay, look, child, very relaxed. Scarf on, my Rihanna Fenty. I am a virgin. Like a virgin. Ew. Touch other. You know what I'm saying? I am really chill. Look, long shower, hair wash, facial, all that, no lipstick. Okay, this is a really, because it's Juneteenth. Okay, I don't feel like having to do all the extras. Okay, I did my due diligence though, and I did thumbnail. Okay, I did thumbnail. That's the least I can do for the live. Okay, it was other content up that I put up. Y'all know, well, if you don't know, I'll be on TikTok. Okay, and sometimes I post a little 9-10 minutes commentary on things. I then upload that to the YouTube. So if you have not seen stuff yet, it's other little contents up. Go watch them, go watch it and whatever. But yeah, okay, today is really just about the foolishness of these lawsuits. Okay, people needing Jesus. Okay, and people needing to stop doing things illegal with people they work with, people they date, and people they want to control. Okay, I don't know what else to say besides that. Okay, anyway, look, I'm gonna give y'all a good hour. Okay, because it's Juneteenth, and we as free people, and it's a lot of foolishness in the world, and I gotta go somewhere real quick real fast. So yeah, okay. But again, hello to y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey Tammy, y'all make sure y'all follow Tammy Talks, okay, on the YouTubes around here. Okay, go follow her as well. She's the content creator. Okay, so yes, hello to the people and stuff. Hello to y'all. I love you. I love everybody. I love all of y'all and stuff. Okay. Now look, I had to, because when I talked about Tyler Perry initially, I only had the basic information that had came out. I did not read the 40 odd page lawsuit. I had not read it yet. Okay. Because the lawsuit came out on Tuesday. Okay, it came out on Tuesday. I think while I was at work, I don't remember. But I gave the bare minimum of information. But I have went and I have read the law. I said, oh, once you read a lawsuit, it feel different. Okay, it feel real different once you read it and say, oh, this is what they saying. Oh, if you compare what he said to what he said, the monkey is in the middle. Okay, I'm like, hi. Okay, it be real. Somebody did it. Like it be real. Like I think they guilty. Hey, y'all, hello to everybody popping in. Okay, and the reason I wanted to do this live, and I felt like do it live, get it over with, and then go to bed. Well, not go to bed, but like relax for the rest of Juneteenth. Look, and somebody told me that I can celebrate Juneteenth all day because I got two black parents. They said, for our mixed brothers and sisters, okay, their Juneteenth ended at like 3:30. So I don't want to work all day. Okay, I don't want to work all day because I don't want to. I'm just saying. So some people Juneteenth ended at 3:30. Mine goes till midnight, but I want to enjoy the rest of my vacation day. Okay, that I took off of work. So that's why we would not be here that long. Okay. Now I was saving stuff because I'm a saver, and that is how we get into the content. Okay. That's how we get into who said what, when, where, why, and all of that. Because if not, how we gonna know? Okay, how we know? How do I know? Look, Kat told us, was that in 2024 when Kat said all lies will be exposed about the peoples? I don't know. It's weird to me. Okay. Now let's get to what we here to get into. Because the sooner we go through these little things here, few things here, we will go into. Because I feel like when I first discussed Tyler Perry and we read them texts, the text didn't make no sense. However, once you read the lawsuit, it kind of makes sense a little bit. So we have that in comment. Okay. Let's see. First of all, y'all know, like, comment, share, subscribe. Clarissa and Papoose is around here. Okay, in Detroit. I don't like her shoes. Her shoes don't go with her jeans. I wish her shoes was like black and white like her shirt, or even like orange, which is blue, like blue and orange with the tiger colors. I don't know. But they round here. Now she put Michigan / Detroit versus everybody because she not from the D. Okay. She from Flint. Flint is our cousin. Your distant cousin over there. Flint is a distant cousin of Detroit. Okay, we get along with our cousin over there, whatever. But again, when she said, I said, yeah, because she's not from Detroit. Okay, and I need folk to understand, if you are from a surrounding city of Detroit, you're not from the D. Okay, so I appreciate her being honest and saying Michigan / Detroit because she ain't from here. But her and Papoose, okay, they still around here and whatever. Anyway, so y'all know she's a fight coming next next month here. Okay, at our little arena, whatever. We shall see. But y'all, my man. Her and Papoose be on her hip. Now I'm all for a supportive boyfriend, partner, or whatever like that. But Papoose, what else should be doing, Papoose? Anyway. Ohio man flipped his car. Why? Because a cicada flew in the window. I was laying down watching Netflix last night. Okay, minding my business. It was around 1:30 in the morning. I was just chillaxing or whatever, and out the little goddamn bug flew across my vision, scared the dog out of me. I almost flipped my damn couch over, kicking it. Okay. It was only a little lightning bug or whatever, and I killed it dead. It's dead now. But I fully understand, okay, a bug flying in your peripheral vision or whatever, and you have no idea what it is, what it's doing in your area, and if it's gonna kill you. So look, if I'm driving and a cicada flew in my window, I will probably crash too. Okay, I would probably flip my car. I may hit a fire hydrant. I wouldn't hit a person, but I will probably lose control because I am panicking in my car. So when I seen this, I said he's innocent. Okay, someone give him some counseling. He don't need some help. Okay, he got PTSD now. First of all, if you live in a city or state that has the cicadas, close your windows. Okay, I heard they real rude or whatever, and they fly all around you. So just don't do that. Okay, the man okay though, but I fully understand someone flipping a car because the bug on them. I would do it. I would too. This Caucasian lady.
No. No, this is where her asshole is.
Do not touch her.
Look at her. Shut the fuck up. Don't fucking touch me.
Now, it would have been at this moment I would have caught a case. It would have been precisely the moment she swung on me and grabbed my hair that all nice, relaxed rules was off, and we got a box. Now they said that she was drunk, but I don't care if you're drunk. Okay, get drunk, get beat up. I think it's the Asian lady trying to get the lady off of her. It's the Nigerian man over there. I think it's a gay white man back there. It's in a little somebody else recording on the phone. It's a lot going on.
Let go of her hair.
You cannot do that.
Let go of her hair.
I'm not.
Andrea.
I'm ready.
Now, the lady whose hair is being grabbed, I don't get how she's so calm. I'm swinging. Because I have the right to defend myself.
You've been touching your hair, bitch.
You need to let go right now.
You need those 911.
You need to let go.
911.
You need.
Where are the air marshals? Isn't there supposed to be air marshals on all? I thought they had air marshals on every plane. Where the police?
to let go right now.
No. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't want to sit next to a fucking fat lady.
Let go. You need to let go.
If you don't want to sit next to a fat person, buy 2 seats for your damn self, okay? Rent your own plane or your own jet, okay? Fat people is all around the world today, Craig, okay? You can't be telling folk you pissed off because you did not want to sit next to a fat person. Well, guess what, bitch? Your fault. Get better seats, okay? Buy your own plane.
Let go over here.
You guys are already past the point of no return. You're already past the point of no return here.
Let's go for him, miss.
Y'all see me. You know what's going on. It's just retarded. Yeah, put me on the ground. Put me on the ground. Stay there.
They would have had to now they took her out finally on a stretcher because the bitch is crazy. But I just feel like the moment you want to fight me on a plane, the moment you want to grab my hair, you gonna black eyes, busted lips, okay, bloody noses, all of that is going to happen. Okay, I feel like if you feel the need to put your hands on me, I have a right to defend myself. So 32-year-old lady Leanna Perry was arrested for aggravated assault after grabbing a fistful of someone's hair and refusing to let go. No, she accosted me. She assaulted me. Okay, I was accosted on the air flight by this Caucasian drunken lady. I'm suing her. I'm suing the airline because your people, where was the air marshal? Okay, I want free flying miles all around the world, Greg. Plus, I want $80,000 plus another $120,000 tax free ASAP. Okay, because bitch, what? Um, I'm pretty sure she's now on the no-fly list because why would she be able to fly ever again? But yeah, I need folks to stop putting their hands on people because you're gonna come around and find out. Um, I watch The View, sometimes. I like The View. It gives different perspectives. Okay, I don't watch it every day. I record it every day and I pick and choose what to watch. I happen to be watching the conversation they're having about things have people who live in Iran, people who live here. Now, I'm not going to get far into what's going on in any other place than America. I understand there are things going on in other places that could affect us, but right now I can't. I have no opinion on that. What I will say is this: watching Whoopi Goldberg trying to get two Caucasian women to understand that life here in America for Black people is bad, it's horrible, it's just as bad living over there. Okay, because we just have a different scared. I won't say scared. There is a level of uncontrollable fear that we have while still living our life that the people over there have as well. But watching the damn two Caucasian ladies keep saying, oh, but it's so much worse over there. It's not really bad over here. It may not be bad over here for you. Okay? It may not be bad over here for you. But for some of us, and depending on where you live, if you live near a sundown town, if you live near a town of people who just happen to be racist, it's hard for you because you don't know if someone may want to blow your house up because you Black. So I feel like when Caucasian people don't want to acknowledge that is a real thing happening here in America, it's like, bitch, I can't talk to you anymore. Okay? And watching, and then when Joy Behar had to say, well, girls, from their perspective, as Black women, they see things differently. I can't stand when people act oblivious to what you're saying because they white. And because that's just not their ministry. That's not their plight. That's not what they have to deal with. But however, if you can't understand when I'm telling you, this is how we live here in this same country that you live in, but my thing is different. Okay, don't try to ignore what I'm saying to make it seem as if somewhere else is worse. No, but for me, worse is here. I don't live over there. I live here. It's bad for me here. It's difficult for me here. So it aggravated me. But I'm happy what we said. Bitch, I said what I said. It's hard here too. Anyway. Draya posted, a video on her TikTok of her and her man, my man, my man, my man. And I feel like I said, girl, while I still stand by my notion that Jalen Green is a handsome young man, I don't think she realized this looks like mother and son. Not an old mama, a young mama. A young mama, her young son. She was doing a little funny little trick or whatever. But
I want to just go to Sephora and get whatever I want. Okay, so I have this glass of water. Mm-hmm. You see the glass of water? I'm going to cover it up. Okay?
Yep.
It was a lame joke. It was not lame, but it was what it was. It was her saying, I can drink the water without lifting the towel. And the water out the cup be gone. I can do it. You don't, I can do it. And if I do it, I get to go shopping.
How you gonna get to the cup?
Magic. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Whoosh.
It felt, I said, oh. it felt real, just mother and sonish. I did not realize how young he looks here. I think sometimes when he's like posing for pictures, if his hair is braided, if he's like in his element playing ball or whatever, he looks a bit more older. But when he's sitting there with his girlfriend Draya, he looked like her son. And I was like, did she realize? Like, did she watch it back and see? You know what? Yeah, we look appropriate. Yeah, we look appropriate.
Am I supposed to check or something?
I drank the water.
I don't know.
You gotta check to
I can
see.
check?
Yeah, you can check, sure.
That's the time.
Yes.
I just sometimes, what happens in the privacy of your own house, your own home, may not always be for social media. I feel like now, yeah, there's a youngness to him that I'm like, that's somebody's son. I feel so bad. But she posted it and he participated, so I'm their couple. But yeah, I said, girl, yeah, it's a little bit. Anyway, yeah, that's her son. Bad boy artist Donnie Klang. Donnie Klang was the one Caucasian member of the Making the Band franchise when Day 26 was being made or whatever. So Donnie Klang was that one white boy. Okay. He recently did an interview where he said that back then, in the 2000s or whatever, that he did not make more than 400 or 500 bucks per episode of Making the Band. He brought up how it was unfair because Diddy made, hundreds of thousands per episode, and the group people only made a couple $100. He brought up how I think Jersey Shore was able to get more money once their show got more popular. But I feel like the time span between Jersey Shore and Making the Band is completely different. Back then, on Making the Band time frame on social media, on reality TV, the stars were not the ones making the money. It really was production or the bigger names. So I mean, I'm not. First of all, he looks good now. Okay, at least he ain't no drug face on him. He don't look like he does crack, because you never know. You never know. But I'm not surprised that they did not make any real money. I feel like we always felt that way anyway, just based on how they looked, how they dressed, how things were back then. I never felt like they were on that show making like a lot of money. I didn't. So I'm not surprised. But I mean, they've been fucking people for years, so that's what. Oh, did I say Happy Juneteenth? I think I said Happy Juneteenth. I believe I did. If I did not, I'm gonna say it again. Congratulations to is it Soraya or Saraya? I think it's Soraya. Is it Sarah? Anyway, her and Joy Badass had a newborn baby. Their son was born. Okay, she posted a little bitty leg on her Snapchat. I cannot get with Snapchat. It's so weird. Okay, it's her first child. Period. Their first child together. He has I think an older daughter, I believe. Okay, so it's his second child or whatever. But anyway, congrats to Joy Badass. How's her people? I feel like her name is pronounced Zaraya, because I don't hear enough people say her name for me to know how to pronounce it. But congrats on their baby being born. It's almost a great little thing or whatever. Jalen and Fallon child was born. Okay. A son named Owen Knox. Also, Jalen made us aware that the whole family's last name is Pina. Jalen even changed his last name to Pina, okay? And I said, well, how did that happen? So Jalen said that he and Fallon decided that their son should carry Fallon's last name instead of his last name, okay? They made the decision together, okay? The Pina name represents our household, our love, and the family we're building, okay? He officially changed the last name to Pina too. I mean, that's their business. They have 2 kids together. She has 3 older boys. I do wonder if her boys also has the last name Pina, because I do feel like if her boys have the last name Pina, if the daughter is the last name is Pina because she was born before they got married, it would almost make sense to name the son Pina too if all the other kids had that name. And maybe Jalen said, "Well, fuck it, I'll be one too." Okay, but again, congrats to them on the baby boy being born. I thought I saw somewhere because what's her name? Well, I must not have saved it. Coy Coy Leray, Benzino's daughter, she had a baby, her baby too. So congrats to all people and their babies. Okay, it's babies all around. I seen this and I thought again, you want to fuck a kid up. Okay, so this is a black family at the Chuck E. Cheese enjoying a birthday party for a kid, and some random Caucasian kid walks up to blow out the birthday candle of the birthday child. Again, a random Caucasian child. Now, first of all, me and said Caucasian child's parent would have had a fight. Okay? Because one, why would your child think it's their job to come over here and blow up my baby candle? That's one. And two, my child or any kid in my family would have probably, the reaction would have been instantly to push that kid out the way. Okay? That's just how we roll. Okay, not a malicious push, a reactive push, because where you come from, okay. So once my family kid pushed the dog out of that little Caucasian kid or whatever, I'm pretty sure I was gonna have to fight his mama, and that's okay. Teach our kids to not be rude, because in real life, drop kick to the throat. A kid drop kicking another kid who did something wrong, we can squabble it out. Just saying, I was like, who does these things? I don't feel like getting to, Charles Simon back posting on social media with the girl. Simon's teeth look so weird. Like his teeth don't match his face at all. I don't know. But he said he's back. His heart is still full of love and life and blah, 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 blah. I'm pretty sure as the reunion airs, as Housewives of Atlanta airs, that Simon Guobadia will say more about him and Portia. I'm pretty sure probably that reunion. If Portia mentions him at the reunion, a fight on social media will probably happen. Simon still know how to work the Facetune thing though. Anyway, get him off a thing. Angela Simmons confirmed that her and Gotti broke up. She was talking to Angie Martinez on her In Real Life podcast.
Now you're in your single girl era again?
Not by choice, but I respect him. It's all love. Like,
it's not your choice?
I wouldn't have chose it, but it was what was best. But I wouldn't have chose it, no.
What are you saying to me right now, Angela Simmons?
I'm saying that I'm a lover. I love love. I love relationships.
This man proclaimed that he wanted to get with Angela Simmons. This man pursued you. So you're not telling me that he ended. Did he end the relationship or did?
No, it was my choice. I had to make a decision.
Was it hard?
I think because she went on to say it was, it was heartbreaking for her to have to end the relationship. I feel like Yo Gotti had this interpretation of what love is. He liked Angela. He pursued her. He got with her. They dated for a couple of years. And I think we all kind of recognized when they broke up because they just stopped posting with each other. They were showing up to events separately. So clearly they had broken up. But her saying that, she had to make the choice to end the relationship to me means, in my opinion, he loved the thought of being in a relationship with her. And I think once he got with her, I think having to be a real life, loving, caring boyfriend, maybe fiance, maybe husband, her son. I think he probably wasn't ready for that, in my opinion. Um, because when she said, I had to make a decision. I didn't want to make the decision. To me, what that meant is he ain't doing right, and I can stay cool. However, it won't be conducive for a positive relationship for me. So I didn't want to leave him. I didn't want to break up with him. However, it wasn't doing what needed to be done. Okay, she didn't down him. She did not speak negatively on him. She did not give any real insight on what happened. Just that a decision was needed, and she made it, and now they're not together. But she wished him well, and so that's fine on that. Um, let's get to the thumbnail stuff. Okay, I told y'all we're gonna be about an hour, and that's it. Okay, so y'all take about 30 good seconds, y'all, and like the video. And we're back. Let's do Wendy of the Williams. I don't think I went live about Wendy and that man. I think I just did what was on my TikTok. Wendy called in. Wendy had a conversation with Harvey from TMZ. And y'all know I'm not gonna play the audio because they be on some bull stuff. Okay, even though it's fair use, they still be hating them, be throwing flags around here. But Wendy talked to. I'm gonna play about 7. I think I'm allowed like 7 seconds.
Your ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, was filing this lawsuit claiming to represent you.
I had no idea.
Okay, so again, they talked to Wendy, and she did confirm. I had no idea he went and filed a lawsuit on my behalf. I have nothing to do with him filing a lawsuit on my behalf. We're divorced. I'm not with him. Ain't getting back with him. He on some evil bullshit. It's a money grab. It's what she told Harvey over the phone. Okay, that she is still under this conservatorship, which she don't like. So we know that she does want to be out of it. However, what Kevin doing is she said Kevin is on some Fraggle Knackle bull stuff. Okay, Kevin is up here scheming and scamming to get my money. It's a whole money grab. Leave me be, bitch. Okay, Kevin trying to file the $250 or $50 million lawsuit to get Wendy out of the conservatorship, to me, is a bunch of B of the ass, because we all know that he is one of the reasons she's in this predicament. Because once he was cheating with old girl, what's her name? Is it Shireen? No. Whatever Kevin baby mom name is. Once Kevin got her pregnant, Wendy really did like decline from all of that. So I just feel like Kevin trying to act like that he's trying to help Wendy, it's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. Again, the 250 mil, because I think he feel like if she's free from the conservatorship, from that situation, if she's competent, she can then go back to work. She can do stuff to get me some money, because I don't want to work. Okay, so I appreciate people showing Wendy sin out loud. I have nothing to do with his lawsuit. I don't know why my name is in it, as if we're partnering with anything, but no, it's a money grab and he ain't shit. Leave me be. I don't want to be involved. While the thing that Kevin says in the lawsuit is valid, that we get all that, he just is the wrong person to pull that trigger. He's the wrong person for us to even think at any point in time that he's trying to do what's best for Wendy. He ain't. Can't fool me, not today, not ever. He just wants her money. He wants access. He wants no one to be able to say Wendy's estate can't pay you because she's out of control. If he can get her in control of her money, he can easily try to sue her to get money. Okay, so I'm happy when he said, "Bitch, not today, not ever. Leave me alone. It's not me. It's not you." Yeah, it's a money grab. He's on some evil thing. Probably meaning he forged and signature stuff and ain't supposed to do it. Cassie. So, child, during the Diddy trial, there was conversation. There was a conversation regarding one of the freak off individuals. Okay, had recorded a possible sexcapade between him, Cassie, with Diddy there, whatever. And once that person told her, or she found out that that sexual male escort had footage that could have been going around, Cassie was pissed that Cassie cussed his ass out. Now, we heard about that during the trial. Well, the team, okay, Diddy team, I said, first of all, who recorded her talking? Listen up.
You don't have to see it, but it's my life and I'll kill you.
Yeah, but
no, I will kill you if you don't show me right now. I will kill you and I will hide you and I will cut you up and put you in the dirt right now. Pull it up. If you have it, pull that up. Because if not, I'm going to kill you and then he's going to kill you again. So just do it. Pull that up right now.
She's upset. She's not happy. But if someone is telling you, "Hey, I have footage of you banging," yes, show it, let me see it. Don't make me kill you. And sometimes saying "I'm gonna kill you" is a fair speech. It's not literal. You know what I'm saying?
You got that pull that up. I'm going to kill you. You don't understand. I don't give a I've never killed anybody in my life, but I will kill you because you're with me. You're with me in my life right now. If I saw a video of you doing anything that you didn't want people to see, I would show you the video so you could tell me what the happened. You're playing games with me, telling me you saw some. Now you're saying you didn't see some. You're with me. I'm going to you up. I don't think you understand. And it's not going to be my hands, and it's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. So you have to tell me right now, and I'm recording this whole shit. FYI, tell me what the you're talking about.
Never record yourself threatening somebody, okay? Always keep that to yourself. This is my opinion, okay? But maybe her recording it was to get proof that he had some kind of video of her. I don't think she thought about her saying, "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to have someone else do it. I'll do it once and he'll do it." I don't think she thought about that.
Because this is not cool. We're not playing. I'm not playing with you, Sujit. Like, you saw some yes, you're my brother. Be my brother and tell me what you saw. You're going to be able to find it? Yeah, you don't have to see it, but it's my life and I'll kill you.
Yeah, but
no, I will kill you if you don't show me right now. I will kill you and I will hide you and I will cut you up and put you in the dirt right now.
So I'm gonna kill you, cut you up, hide you in the dirt. Look, child. If somebody has video of me doing something that I don't want others to see, and if they're keeping me from, said video, audio stuff, I may threaten them a little bit too. I may say, "Hey, show me this or else." I was upset. I was upset at the point in time. I didn't kill him though. He's still living. Okay. But I think even her saying like, "You're playing with my life." There's something that you say you have and you saw, but you won't show it to me. You're playing with me and I don't like it. So I think she was upset. But sometimes you have to, sometimes you have to say, "Hey, I will beat you up. I will beat you up." And I'll let him beat you up too, to get your point across. But the man lived, she lived, everybody's alive, okay? But again, to me, Diddy's team playing this in court, to me, didn't make Diddy seem any more innocent. it also didn't make Cassie seem any more guilty in the aspect of her, I guess, participating. But I think it sounded as if I already don't want to do this, and now you have proof of me doing things. Get it out of here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I'm not Cassie said, I will kill you. I will kill you, cut you up, and put the body in the ocean with Jacques Cousteau. Okay. But sometimes that's what it takes. Okay. Sometimes you not for the B of the S. Now I put up here also about T.I. About T.I. Everybody is getting sued. Okay. T.I., Tyler, Fat Joe, Ara of the Kelly, Diddy, is all the lawsuits. Okay. And when I said the T.I. up here being sued for stealing, he is stealing. He's been accused of stealing a situationship movie title from a web series creator. Y'all know everyone loves saying so-and-so stole my idea, they stole my plot, they stole my plan, and all others. So there's a new upcoming movie called Situationships. Okay. However, a web series creator called Sila, okay, filed a lawsuit accusing T.I. and his company, Grounds of Films, of stealing the name from her project. It's going to be a show about millennial dating that launched on YouTube in 2016. It was then released on Tubi and Amazon Prime, okay, and they're saying he stole it. Okay, I was developing a TV show and a movie, the same bird of Situationships, when she learned in late 2024 that T.I. was preparing to shoot his own comedy film with the same name. See, that be the get you gotcha. If you're gonna steal somebody's work, don't take the concept and the title. If you're gonna steal someone's idea, give it your own title. You can't take all of it. Okay, but again, she found out again it was him making a movie version or whatever, same name. Her attorney said, "Hey, you stealing my stuff." Okay, it's a scheme and a scam that Todd set up to bring up the bullshit. Okay, look, if she had it back in 2016, it probably would be a lot of evidence that this was her concept first and his second. The question may be, how can she prove that he got it from her? Because maybe he didn't see what you did. I don't know. Okay. Her attorney claims the defendants are engaged in a common scheme and effort to take advantage of the Public Association of Featherstone Situationships brand by marketing their own entity called Situationships. She said, I call it ironic given T.I. and Tiny recently won the lawsuit about intellectual property, which I have done my shit. Okay. The lawsuit also points out that T.I. never responded to a cease and desist in December, and that one of his recent trademark applications was primarily denied due to likelihood of confusion with her existing brand. Oh, look, if he filed for a trademark and that got denied, that is almost proof that whatever he has is close in likeness to whatever she has. That's the great, when you trademark something, they look for other things that is the same. And if his trademark was denied, because it could be confused with her stuff, that will probably help her in court. Okay. Child, she's seeking financial damage. We don't know how much. T.I., don't be stealing. Okay. Don't be stealing. And if you have something similar, and if someone say, hey, it's too similar, I feel like it needs to be, just change the name. Change the name. And then she can't, just change the damn name. Okay. I don't know. Fat of the Joe. I feel like we heard about Fat Joe filing a defamation lawsuit against his good friend. And that happened, I think, either earlier this year or late last year, because the friend was on social media. The friend is Fat Joe's from Hype Man. Terrence T.A. Dixon was on social media saying, "Oh, Fat Joe was doing this and doing that, and, criminal this and criminal that." So that had came out before because the guy was going to be saying things on social media. Well, Fat Joe from Heitman has now filed a $20 million lawsuit. Okay, and I haven't made before that up yet. Okay, because this came out right now. Anyway, but a lawsuit filled with the detailed claim of PDFness, okay, coercion and intercourse, trafficking, and more. So Terrence T.A. Dixon made claims publicly on social media earlier this year. Okay. Fat Joe then filed a lawsuit to sue him for defamation. That happened back in April. Okay. Because Fat Joe is saying that these claims that the friend had are not true, they're false. Okay. And I don't like it. Okay, now per Variety, this man has now filed a $20 million lawsuit against Fat Joe. Now, can you anyway? Let's see. Terrence lawsuit was filed in federal court against Fat Joe. He's alleging that, let's see, Joseph Antonio Cartagena, which is Fat Joe's real name, engaged in coercive labor, exploitation, financial fraud, sexual manipulation, violent intimidation, and psychological coercion. Okay, he says Fat Joe and his associates deliberately suppressed, silenced, and had erased Dixon's substantial creative, artistic, and commercial contributions. So that's why he wants the money. But he's accusing him. He's accusing Fat Joe of having alleged sexual relationships with women, including not minors. Why does grown people like young people? I need y'all to like your age, okay? Now, dude was Fat Joe's, front man for 16 years. They had been together, blah, 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 blah. But he's saying, he on some B of the ass. Okay, he did this, he did that, he owed me money. Okay, he say Fat Joe forced him into humiliating situations, including sex acts performed under drugs, under duress, under surveillance, accompanied by not drugs, under duress and surveillance, accompanied by threats of abandonment in foreign countries if he refused to comply. Dixon states in the suit that he was coerced into more than 4,000 sexual acts to maintain his standing. Child, why y'all be forcing people to have sex? I just don't understand. He said he was coerced into 4,000 sexual acts. With who? He also claimed he personally witnessed Fat Joe engaged in sexual relationships with individuals who were 15 and 16. Okay. List 3 Jane Does, including a 16-year-old Dominican girl from New York, who, in exchange for cash, clothing, and payment of her cell phone bill, would perform oral sex and other sexual acts on the rapper. Another person under 18, a Caucasian female not from the U.S. He was with her as well. A child saying he was flying the person under 18 around from state to state, doing things. Okay. Also said that he paid for a BBL on this person under 18. The person eventually left Fat Joe alone. He's now married to an athlete. There was also a third person under 18. Okay. Who we say Fat Joe was in love with and wanted to leave his wife for. Took her overseas on tour stops, brought her to Florida, would put her up in condos, even a few blocks from the house from his wife. And a recorded conversation, minor number 3, and her cousin described in detail how Fat Joe was inappropriate with the child. If any of this is true, if any of this is true, now this is per Variety's reporting of the lawsuit, is insane. But again, the friend is suing for the money because I want the monies. Okay, one, you put me on these predicaments. I was not paid properly for the work I was doing. You were forcing me to see things and participate in things. I might say, was you also with people that were not 18? Once you see someone with someone who ain't 18, should you report it? Anyway. So we will see how Fat Dirt responds to the lawsuit. But I feel like it came out before that this was going to come up. But the friend has now formally filed said lawsuits. Aura of the Kelly. A federal judge in Chicago has rejected his plea for home detention. I don't know why Robert Kelly thinks he should be freed from prison because prison is bad. I feel like when a person won't say, hey, prison is bad, I should be transferred somewhere else. Why does he keep saying he should be free? Sir, you can't be free because you're guilty. You don't have an out date. You know what I'm saying? You will be in jail for the rest of your life. If he had a 5-year prison sentence, you know what I'm saying? And we know he's gonna get out in 5 years. And if he then said, hey, prison here is bad, okay, it's not healthy for me, can I get some home confinement? I would say maybe, because he's only serving some time. Sir, you have 20, 30 years in prison. So no, you can't get home confinement. That's not how prison is supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. Now, it should not be criminally uncomfortable. However, when things get rough, you cannot just say, hey, can I go home? That ain't how it goes. Because I'm pretty sure if he had the hard in prison, so does other people. You are Robert Kelly. You may be having easier than people even at your baddest prison. So I don't know why he thinks he should be free. The judge said no. Okay? No. Again, I feel he should be transferred to a different prison, and whoever gave him that bad medication, like, they should be fired. But he should not be freed. Not today. No, sir. No, thank you. Okay? Now, let's get to Tyler Perry. Now, I feel like when I think I did everything else, right? I think I did. I think I already discussed the Diddy part of the courts and judges, not judges, people saying that because there's proof that Diddy were paying for hotels, flights for the male escorts, that is deliberately, desperately, directly a sex trafficking charge. I know they were saying maybe it's not with Cassie. However, the fact that they pointed out, they have proof that he paid for hotels, flights, and then paid these men for sex, that's called sex trafficking because they were going from state to state. So I could not remember if I talked about that today or not. But yeah, Diddy will be found guilty. And Diddy will probably be sentenced about 15 years in jail. I don't see him getting life. I don't see him being found guilty of all charges. I think he's going to get the sex trafficking charge. And I feel like it's going to be like a 15-year prison sentence. Okay, that's my decision. I want to get to Terrence, Tyler Perry. When I first heard about the charges with him, I want to pull up, that's Dale. So that's the guy who accused him of, of the things. You know what I'm saying? But I want to pull up his lawsuit because I had not read the lawsuit at the time when I first went over the charges. I have since pulled the I want to make it bigger. I have since pulled the court records, and I feel like when I was reading it, I was like, no, I want to make it bigger, y'all. Hold on. I was like, no, like this has to be like discussed in full because it's so easy to get a snippet. Child, YouTube me, I'm dumb. I said backing people off again. Like I don't know what YouTube glitch is going on, but whatever. If it knocks you out, just come on back in. If it knocks you out, just come on back in. I'm still here. But reading those texts the other day, it didn't make sense to me. Like I was like, some don't sound right. But once I went and read the actual court documents, it all made more sense. And I want to go over a couple of things with y'all because I feel like the story matches Christian Keys and what Christian was saying like late last year. You know, Christian Keys, who was on, well, he's on All the Queen's Men. He's been on other stuff too. But again, Derek Dixon, who played Dale, who is suing Tyler Perry, okay, for workplace harassment, assault, retaliation perpetrated by Tyler Perry, and all of that. Okay, I want to get to the meat and potatoes of it all. Hold on. I want to start here. It says, Mr. Perry sought the one thing his wealth and influence could not. Now, look, I'm going to be reading this, so I'm not on the page to see nothing y'all saying. And I'm going to, you know, I'm in my reading bag. Okay, let me be. But I just want to be sure to fully, like, go over the actual, you know, accusations of what they're trying to say that happened. Okay. Mr. Perry sought the one thing his wealth and influence could not purchase, a sexual relationship with a man who would remain silent. Perry told Mr. Dixon that his ideal relationship would involve a male sexual partner who he could provide for, who would be loyal but emotionally detached. Perry told Dixon, whoever ends up with me is going to be a happy and member. Okay. Mr. Perry designed a one-sided coercive dynamic with a girl with a subordinate, an arrangement devoid of mutual consent or emotional. Anyway, I want someone who wants. I want to fuck. Okay, that's it. And it's weird. This is not Tyler Perry's first instance of sexual exploitation. He has demonstrated a troubling pattern of exploiting vulnerable male actors and employees, leveraging his industry power to create a cycle of hope and dependency. First, he offers aspiring actors the prospect of career-defining roles, okay, and blah blah roles, and you know, advancement, all that stuff. Then, once they are in this professional orbit, he uses the weight of his influence to ensure them, positioning their success as contingent upon meeting his demands and a quid pro quo sexual compromise. Now, the one thing I wondered was, did y'all have sex together? Because to say it was like a quid pro quo thing, it would feel like that would mean, you know, there was some kind of sexual exchange between him and the people. Because saying he did it in the past doesn't mean he did that with this guy. So I was confused on that a little bit, okay? Using his influence, Tyler would provide vulnerable men with acting positions, roles, show contracts, cars, money, okay? Will put them in fear of losing it all if they did not participate in his sexual gratification. And he would say he would easily kill off a character if they failed to indulge what he liked, okay? In one exchange, Tyler Perry stated that he could fix them because the actors of a show would be scared because they were all shot. Now, when this text was something, I'm like, what does text mean? They're trying to say that Tyler Perry point was saying, if I'm messing with somebody on my show, if they say no, I would just kill off that character. So if you want to be on the show, you have to play the game with me. Okay. Derek Dixon was put to wear a sexual desire ever since they became acquainted back in 2019. It said Dixon agreed was on set. Dixon agreed and was on set with Perry behind the camera for weeks in close quarters. He was sending 30 messages. So we kept seeing the little 30 messages. Okay. And I feel like, again, the messages themselves were weird because it was like, well, Tyler, if he not responding the way you want him to, look, the moment they said he would kill off a character who did not like do he wanted, I was like, is that why they killed on Barry? Because if you think about Tyler shows, there are many, handsome men on his shows where I was like, why they die? What happened? Barry, I was surprised at how the Barry character from the Oval was like taken away. It was weird because it was like, well, is he dead or not? So, that was a bit weird to me. But again, him saying that was Tyler's way of controlling people. I said, so was he messing with like all the men on all his shows? And then I thought to myself, I was like, well, we consistently hear women say how great Tyler Perry is, how supportive he is, how he helps them in this and that or whatever. And I said to myself, well, dang, how often have we heard, male actors on his set praise him? And I thought, and I'm like, well, damn, we really only have heard from female castmates. So this accusation from Derek Dixon saying, he would have killed someone off, and then seeing a text, alleged text of saying, I love killing people in the show that no one expects. So them trying to connect those dots and saying it was because he would do that so that if you want your job, do what I'm telling you to do, or you won't be here anymore. Okay. So that part was weird. It's storming outside, y'all. So I hope my power don't go out or whatever, because it's storming real bad right now. But again, they were showing the different texts that we went over before. Of him saying, what is going to take you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that out in therapy? And that was when he's like, no. Okay. So they were trying to say that Tyler kept pressing this issue, but the plaintiff, which is Derek Dixon, was like, well, no. The part I want to get to is when, let me get on page 10. Let me get to page 10. Hold on. So this is when they were saying what actually happened. And around September 19th, September 2019, he worked for Tyler Perry. Okay, that's how they met. He was hired to be to work at an event back in 2019. Diddy. Tyler said, I have a role for you, maybe. So he played it off as if, oh, you look nice, or you want to act, I have a role for you. Okay. So he did end up being on the show Ruthless. Okay. He was on Ruthless. Okay. He said, and then, before Ruthless, he did say that he worked the first party. The boss then asked him to work a second party with Tyler. Okay. He said after that, around November of 2019, Perry sent plaintiff several text messages saying, I want to find you a job. I want to change your life. Okay. Be careful being around me. I'll have you want to be fulfilled. All this talk and all this extra conversation about, hey, we should just be together. Okay. Again, he then got the role on Ruthless for 2 episodes. At this point, Dixon did not know the pair was interested in the men, or they were looking for a sexual relationship. He said, I assumed he was a generally caring person who wanted, just wanted to be nice to me. Okay. He did the role in Ruthless. I think it was 2 episodes in Ruthless. 1 month later, Tyler Perry bought him a car because I don't like your car. So Tyler Perry bought this man a car. Okay. Dixon was happy, accepted the car. Okay. I had no idea he wanted me to be nothing else. Wow. Because why else would some man buy you a car? So again, I thought he just wanted me for me, and that was it or whatnot. So what can I do? So again, bought him a car, and that was fine. It's in December of 19, Dixon was requested to be a part of an event. To be a part of an event staff at an event at Tyler Perry's house. After the party, Tyler was sending texts, making phone calls, demanding attention from old boy. Okay. On New Year's Eve, 2019, Tyler texted there, I can't tell you the last time I can't tell you last time I pumped gas or went to the market or had good sex. Again, trying to say the conversation always went sexual, because why are you texting me about shopping at the market, getting gas, or having good sex? Same. So again, Tyler at the least was being extremely inappropriate with this young man who was his employee. Again, you cannot force yourself on your employees. It will never work out in your favor. So it do feel like Tyler was trying to see if he's with it. Is he gay? Is he straight? Like, will he let me be with him? Okay. Now, right now, it seems like it's always this harmless conversation. But to me, it seems as if he's tossing out, hooks and fishes to see, hey, will he take the bait? If I'm asking about sex, if I'm asking about whatever, will he reciprocate my energy? Okay. Dixon played along by downplaying the sexual comments and hoping that being around Perry would allow him to showcase his talents as an actor and a writer. Okay. Soon after Dixon began giving Perry more attention, Perry made his move on Dixon. In January 2020, a few months after his first acting gig, Perry invited Dixon to his house. Okay. He showed up hoping that he would be given a chance to befriend Tyler Perry, show him he was talented as an actor. Okay. He said, I had alcoholic drinks. We were both drinking. Okay. Dixon felt Perry was genuinely interested in his talents as an actor and as a writer. Perry made no sexual advances at Dixon while they were drinking, and the conversation was friendly. At the end of the night, okay, you too drunk to drive home. It's dangerous. You're too drunk. Okay. So he gave him a guest room. He then felt like, okay, that was a whole fake out or ruse for him to try to get my booty. Okay. It said Dixon did not have any pajamas. So he was sleeping in his underwear because, he didn't have extra clothes. I didn't plan to spend the night. He said, I'm in the guest room, in the bed, in my drawers. Okay. Before he knew what was happening, Dixon felt someone else slip into the bed behind him and start rubbing his body in a highly suggestive manner. It was Tyler. So he said Tyler Perry child climbed in the bed with him, rubbing on his thighs. Okay, trying to get it. At this point, Dixon's stomach started to turn. He began feeling nauseous. He instinctively jumped out the bed and told Tyler Perry, look, I'm not that sexual. Now, I don't know if that meant I'm not gay. I don't know if that means, I'm not a homosexual or I'm not asexual individual. Like I'm a virgin, like a virgin. I'm not sure what that really meant, him saying that he wasn't that sexual. Okay. He said Tyler ignored the comments and told Dixon to turn around so he could see him naked in his underwear. Perry then, and this is all alleged. Okay. Perry then commented on how beautiful Dixon's body was. Dixon once again told Perry that he was not into sex. Kept informing Tyler Perry that he was not into sex in order to keep Perry at bay, while at the same time not insulting the person who was dangling his career in front of him. So again, his point was, I've been on, I had 2 episodes of a TV show. He is my boss. I'm in my drawers in his house after having drink with him. And he now wants to see me naked. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. Okay. He can help my career so much. What am I going to do? So it says in response to Dixon's frequent assertion that Dixon was not into sex, Perry started prying further. He would send him messages asking, I hope you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You're missing the best years of your life. Again, we've seen all these texts before. And again, I said Tyler was absolutely trying to get this man. Okay. He was. And I don't know. So you should never force yourself upon anybody. You know what I'm saying? And you should to learn, you should read the room, no, he ain't with it or whatever. But I also feel like a part of this feels like, was Tyler and this man dating in some kind of way? Like was there some dating situation? Because why you can't be climbing in bed with Tyler? You can't be doing that, okay? So again, the texts don't seem like forceful. It just seems very unprofessional. It's absolutely, he was very, very, very unprofessional, and you can't do these things. You know what I'm saying? So he said, I hope you can get past that block in your mind soon. Okay, hey, let me get it. It says, after that assault in January, Dixon felt betrayed. Perry continued to call every day, asking to talk to him more. Dixon ignored Perry, who led Perry to text Derek, why don't you text me more? Text me more. Again, he's been ignored. Since the more aggressive Perry became, until finally Perry offered Dick to part on the show called The Oval. So this is the part I feel like, look, it was the situation at the house that happened. Nothing happened in between. But him saying he kept trying to like talk to me or get me to give him attention, and I did not give him any attention. And then what? He offers me a role on the show The Oval. Dixon was intrigued and was hoping that this would be the big break that he was looking for and a chance to display his acting talents. Perry told Dixon to quit his job because he was like a events worker, So, hey, quit your job doing that. Come work here. Come work on the show. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, Perry was not able to control Dixon as long as Dixon had a secondary income that was provided for his basic needs. Once Dixon quit his job due to the role on the Oval, Perry started getting more and more personal with Dixon, knowing that Dixon was now under his control. Again, child, Tyler climbing in bed was wrong. Point blank, period. But I feel like a piece of this is missing because it's not as if Tyler was already your boss. You know what I'm saying? I almost feel like you wanted to work with Tyler. You wanted to act. So a part of me feel like he played along with this flirtation shit that Tyler had going on to get the role. But I don't think he wanted to fuck Tyler. I don't. But again, him saying, well, he made me quit my job. Okay, now he's my only provider. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm on his thumb. I'm now under Tyler's control because he is now my boss. Perry would often say things like, I give and I give and give, and no one ever does anything for me in return. No one ever gives me what I want or what I need. And they took that as him saying, Dixon would not give him sex. I'm like, well, he didn't say that. He probably meant that, but he didn't say that. Okay. Perry started asking Dixon about his sexual preferences and what role Dixon took on when engaging in sexual acts. Was he a top or a bottom? Now I'm like, so is Derek also gay? So I'm like, is Derek, because no, even if two straight men are talking about their favorite positions, it's not about, is you ain't no top or bottoms in hetero relationships. Okay, we both talk about bottoms. Okay, so again, I'm like, with Tyler asking Derek Dixon his sexual preferences and what role he took on in the bedroom, asking him if he's a top or a bottom, to me meant, so did that mean that he was gay too? So it says Perry further indicated to Dixon that he had sex with men before and that he was a top. Tyler Perry being a top I mean, I can see it. I can. Okay. Perry further told Dixon that when you have a big dick and you hit that G spot right on these bottoms, they go crazy. I said, really, Tyler? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So again, this is a very homosexual engaged conversation. Okay. Perry further told plaintiff that he wanted a man who was in a relationship with another individual, but with whom he could be emotionally involved and engaged in sex acts with. Like if he wanted a friend with some benefits. Okay. Because Tyler did not have time to deal with emotional aspects of a relationship. So Tyler wanted a sex friend. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Sometimes you don't feel like the emotions of it all. But we both horny, we can do some things, okay? Despite these comments, Dixon knew that a full-throated refusal would land him in the doghouse and might result in him and his role being cut from the Oval. Fearing that his career would end before it began, Dixon put up with these comments and continued to maintain that he was not the sexual type. The not sexual type, it's weird. Again, Tyler Perry him being fixated on someone who is not reciprocating any affection is weird. Okay, it's weird. But even the admittance that, hey, I don't want to lose my job, so I'm gonna go along to get along with Tyler. So that part is wrong because as the person, as the boss, you can't make your employees feel that is wrong. Okay, again, stop fucking the help. So again, he got the role of on the Oval. I saw him on there. He wasn't that good. Okay, he played a gay guy on the show. I feel like he might be gay in real life, but I don't know. Okay, I don't know. So this character was written as gay, homeless, and desperate, a desperate store clerk who slept with others for a place to stay. At the end of the season, his character would be shot 4 times in the chest. Dixon felt that this was a way for Tyler Perry to test Dixon out for a year and see if he'd be loyal to Perry. Again, even the aspect of Tyler Perry, fakely killing or injuring a character on the show, so that way in real life, the actor would want to be with him is so crazy. Like, if this is true, it's insane. You know what I'm saying? I don't know it's just, and Tyler is stupid for any of this. Any of it. Okay? When Dixon asked Perry about the shooting, Perry indicated that if Dixon did a good job, he will be back, and that the shooting didn't mean that Dixon's character was out of the script for future seasons. He said his character was shot in the chest, not the head. Dixon immediately understood that his job security depended on his relationship with Perry. From this point on, Dixon worked with the constant fear of losing the job if he did not engage and endure Tyler's sexual harassment. Again, I want to put, it's not as if Tyler was out here taking booties, but he was absolutely putting his employees in a position of wondering, if I don't allow him to be this sexually flirtatious person with me, if I straight out deny his advances, will I not have a job? And I feel like there comes a point in time where eventually you say, hey, I don't want to do this. Stop it. And that never happened in the beginning. But it's just weird that it started from the beginning. Girl, once he walked to a car, I'm like, he wants a booty. Where'd it go? Where was I at? Shortly after giving Dixon the news, and after telling Dixon that future seasons were dependent upon Dixon doing a good job, Tyler invited Dixon to his home in Atlanta again. Plaintiff asked questions and tried to wiggle his way out of the invitation because he remembered what happened last time. The last time we was on together, you got in the bed with me and I was naked, but hey, I need my job. Okay. It says plaintiff has seen other employees of Perry's who had experienced sudden deaths on the show when they fell on Perry's bad side. In fact, Perry had made it clear he would often kill characters in order to get an actor to be loyal or obedient. Dixon arrived at the house. Tyler gave him a warm hug. Tyler gave Dixon a warm welcome, was very friendly. Soon after, okay, Tyler Perry started a slew of sexually charged questions, even asking him if he liked it rough in bed. Perry then physically reached out and violently grabbed Dixon's throat, attempting to physically choke him, and said, "Wow, look how you just look like you're basically your dick is hard. You like it. You want me to you want me to grab your throat. You can't be if this is all alleged, if it's true, you can't do that. Okay, you can't. Again, if you grab someone's neck and their penis gets hard, that could be blood flow." He said, "I was horrified. I was shocked. I was in a panic." He said, "I never thought Tyler would get so violent and would place his hands on my throat in a sexually aggressive manner." Dixon did not enjoy or consent to any of this conduct. He was in shock, took steps to immediately de-escalate. Okay. Due to COVID pandemic, March 2020, the filming was postponed. Okay. Said Tyler would make FaceTime calls, and contact him almost every day. I'm like, Lord. He said he made him feel like he was a little pet on set. He felt obligated to answer in fear of losing his role. Perry often asked about his whereabouts. Was fine. Derek, what are you doing? Was again being a bugaboo. A bugaboo. He was jealous about him hanging out with other people. I don't care what the part. Let me see what else. Is that Dixon unsure that Perry was informing Dixon to be cautious about disappointing or upsetting Perry. As a result, Dixon continued to put up with his suggestive messages and such. Again, the point is he put up with it. He put up with it. Point blank, period. Let's see. In around April 2020, while Dixon was living in the studio homes on set, Perry often coerced Derek to drink alcohol and then get on the phone with Perry. Perry would frequently have someone drop off alcohol at Dixon's door. Perry would eventually turn these phone calls into sexually explicit rants. Perry would get frustrated with Dixon and tell Dixon that he was not giving Perry what he needs. Dixon refused to succumb to Perry's sexual advances, caused Perry to be even more frustrated. Eventually, Perry would warn Dixon that if Dixon told his cash face about the harassment, Dixon would be opening up himself for a lot of questions. So hey, don't tell no one we fucking around. And that text with him saying, "Listen to me. If you let the cash know that you and I have a new friendship, then you are opening yourself up to a lot of questions and foolishness. You want them to know that you are there because of your talent, and not because we have a friendship or because Tony got me to give you a job. You earn your spot like everyone else. Don't give people an opportunity to play you small." I feel like this part, I felt like when I read this, I felt like there was some kind of relationship. Okay. It was some kind of relationship between them that the Derek guy just accepted because he wanted what he wanted. But this doesn't seem as if Derek was not aware of what Tyler expected. You know what I'm saying? So even though Tyler was still wrong for any harassing actions against his employee, a part of me feel like Derek was fully aware of what Tyler was doing, and he went along to get along, and that does not make him any less of a victim. But it does feel like you knew what the game was, and you just tried your best to give a little bit to Tyler Perry, but not your booty. Okay, like, I want the job, I want the car, I want the money. However, I don't want to fuck you for it, but I will make you think we could fuck someday, but not today. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Okay. So again, despite all the advances, Dixon continued to act professionally and continued to tell Perry he was not sexual. That seemed to be the only way to keeping Tyler at bay while keeping his job. Again, meaning I'm gonna say I don't want to fuck right now. Because if someone I don't want to fuck wants to fuck with me, I would say no. I don't want to fuck you. Because once you tell someone no, and they keep trying to force themselves on you, that's different than you not saying no. You kind of going along with it because they can think you with it. And I think that's why this is going to be a case of he said, because of Tyler say, hey, we had a relationship. Okay, it wasn't quid pro quo. Me and him was messing around before I hired him. Because before you got the role on Rufus or on the Oval, there was this sexual whatever between y'all. Even if it was on Tyler's insistence, that would still show before he became my employee, we were already, whatever was going on. So it's hard to figure that out. It says in July 2020, Perry remarked about how much he loved the script. Because it was a show that Dixon was writing, that Tyler Perry was acting as if he was gonna, produce it. So that's his whole quid pro quo. You telling me that you will produce my show for me, but it's kind of I haven't still fuck with you to get it. So a whole quid pro quo thing. He's trying to put forth saying, hey, he wanted these, sexual favors from him for him doing a show that he wanted. Child, I guess so. They shot the show The Oval back in 2020. I'm gonna skip that part. Hold on. Because that's just him still saying, hey, if somebody pissed me off, I'll kill him off on the game. Which again made Dixon feel like, okay, if I say no, I'll lose my job. Again, we know that part. I don't care about the script part at all. I want to get to them. It says, once the stage was set, Perry knew he could get away with the sexual harassment. During filming in 2020 on the Oval, Perry engaged in a severe and persuasive tirade of sexual commentary, including but unable to Dixon liked being choked. Why do you twist your hips when you walk? How can I get a day of Dixon? When will you be thin? What? When will you be thin, girl? I love how I feel right now, but I don't like being horny. I feel sorry for the person who fucks with me. I've been trying to put the energy somewhere else, but everything is sexual on this stuff. So again, they're giving examples of when Tyler was saying or texting things that was of a sexual nature. Okay. That's when you were thick, Derek, fun, Derek, drunk, Derek, before COVID, Derek. I miss him. I just without a but. So again, child, back all the texts. Okay. It says Perry also photographed Dixon's buttocks while on set and sent the pictures to Dixon. Child, that is weird. So again, weird text, weird back and forth. But when I want to get to the part where he was talking about the actual time he went back to Dixon's house. Is this it? After and during the harassment and doing his best to dodge the situation, Mr. Dixon got up and the two exchanged goodbyes. As Dixon was leaving Perry's trailer, Perry got up and pinned Dixon against the wall. Perry began aggressively groping Dixon's buttocks in a sexual motion. Tyler Perry began reaching down toward Dixon's buttocks and groped his butt in a strong and sexual manner. That could not have been a mere accident. Dixon still frozen in horror and could not reciprocate or fight back. All Dixon could do was let his body go cold and limp. Seeing that Dixon had no desire in Perry, Perry told Dixon he was drunk and asked him to leave the trailer. So again, claiming I'm drunk. Oops, I didn't mean to fill you up, to grab your ass. A whole bunch of things, okay? Derek left the trailer, following Perry's violent assaults. He became sick, anxious about the job. He felt trapped. There was another day of shooting to be done. He called his friend Justin on the phone, told him what happened. He was unaware of any HR rep to whom he could, complain to. The next day, Perry acted like nothing had happened. He did not even offer Mr. Dixon an apology. Following the exchange, Dixon began to avoid Perry as much as possible. However, Dixon still felt the need to answer Perry's incessant texts, so he changed his approach. Dixon would often pretend to be asleep to avoid being harassed. Perry persisted by texting Dixon the following messages: "Are you awake? Stop ignoring me. Are you awake, Derek? Wake up. I know you're not sleeping, and give me attention." On a cash trip in 2020, Dixon knew, as did everyone else on the show, that declining to go on a trip might cause Perry to erase you from the show. Child, he gonna fire everybody? Dixon agreed to go, knowing that the whole cast was going to be there. One night while in Perry's private island in the Bahamas, the cast had a party at the end of the night. Perry told Dixon that he wanted to talk to him. Dixon was caught off guard. Perry made drinks, forced Dixon to drink with him. Dixon knew that he could not refuse the drinks, otherwise he would risk upsetting Perry. Dixon tried to stay in control and sip drinks slowly. Tyler Perry did not control himself. He drank until it was clear that the alcohol made him bold and aggressive. Perry told Dixon that he wanted a relationship with someone who could be emotionally and sexually available to him, but would also be permissive of Perry having his own. Basically, I want to fuck you in private and have somebody else publicly. But the crazy thing, we've never seen Tyler Perry in a public relationship. He got that kid. We've never really seen him, with dating someone publicly. So I'm like, that part don't make sense to me at all. Perry insisted that Dixon needed to be with someone rich because Dixon likes nice things. Perry told Dixon that he was watching all the cast that they laid out in the sun while tanning. He, said how great he looked greased up, how that drove him crazy. At that point, he once again aggressively seized Dixon's and groped his buttocks. He again froze up. Hey, go to bed. Leave. Okay. Perry became, frustrated, possessive. He wanted Dixon to be attracted to him, but Dixon was not. Again, Tyler Perry, horrible at paying attention to signals, signs. We seem to think him picture him in the Bahamas, wanting to be like, hey, Zeddy, look great. That part, I don't care about that part. I want to get to the part where they were at the house. Again, many texts between them. He still felt like he was being harassed back in 2020. It said it continued into 2021. Perry continued sending Dixon what is in dick pics? Let me see. Oh my God. Look at this. They're thick. That's nasty. Again, conversation about, you have guiltless sex. You won't let someone smell you and open you up. Again, we read all that stuff before. That part is fine. But there was a detailed boom. June 2021. Last part I'm going to get to today. Perry invited Dixon to his house and spent some time together. Again, I'm not coming to your house, you dick grabber. On around June 4th of 2021, Perry invited Dixon to his house to spend some time together and discuss the pilot of Losing This. Again, he's making it seem like Tyler wants to fake as if he's helping me with my show, which gives me reason to come over there and be with him. But he has no intention of doing that, is what they're saying here. Although Dixon hesitated, he feared the consequences of disappointing Perry. Believed once losing it was a big show, he would be free from under Perry's clutches. During the visit, Perry made several alcoholic beverages for himself and demanded to know why Dixon was not having sex with anyone. Perry probed further about Dixon's sex life, insisting that the two were becoming increasingly drunk and it was time to end the night. Perry then led Dixon to a guest house where a guest bedroom was. Dixon Dixon will be staying there that night. I'm not spending the night. Okay, you've already ass grabbed me, thigh grabbed me. I would not stay at the house. I would not go to Tyler's house by myself because it feel like y'all would spend time alone together. And again, still completely inappropriate for Tyler Perry. But I also feel like Derek knew exactly what Tyler was doing, and he played along. You know what I'm saying? I would have just never went by myself over there because again, you've already shown that you are a dangerous, sexually aggressive person. Okay, so again, I'm at his house drinking. I'm now staying the night in the guest room. Okay, it's inside the guest room. Perry motioned to Dixon to come see a weight monitor that he had. Perry told Dixon that for the monitor to work, Dixon would need to step on the monitor wearing only his underwear. I don't need to be weighed. Like, no, you can't weigh me in my drawers. No, so again, I feel like all of this was obvious of what Tyler was doing. He wasn't hiding it. He wasn't like even sneakily like he trying to get you naked. So again, I would never go to his house by myself because I know how he is. Okay. Again, hey, get on the weight monitor. Get everything but the drawers. Okay. Dixon tried to avoid the uncomfortable situation, but decided it was better to comply and hurry up and do it than to wait, from the piss. After Wayne himself, Dixon walked toward the guest bedroom, followed by Perry, who then asked for a good night hug. Rather than saying, hell no, we too grown men, we don't know no damn good night hug. Okay. He said, but again, I'm going to give him a hug. He then said Tyler Perry reached out, yanked down the drawers, yanked down my drawers. Okay. Began to vigorously grab, grope, and play with my butt in a sexual manner. Okay. Dixon was naked, stunned, and seized by tremendous fear. Dixon started to tell Perry that he did not want his underwear down. He didn't want to be naked. He did not want this. So again, he's saying, hey, no, I don't want this. No. Okay. He quickly reached to pull his underwear back up. As he did, Perry grabbed Dixon's reaching arms with a tight grip and held fast. So he grabbed my wrist, grabbed my arms. Okay, hey, relax. Just relax. Let it happen. It's not going to hurt. Yes, it is. Okay, can't no one tell you the anal don't hurt. Okay, again, it's not my ministry, but I don't know. So again, Dixon then said, "Hey, he's gonna take it. I don't want him to take it." Okay, it said Perry ignored Dixon's refusals and held Dixon's hands fast, preventing him from reaching his underwear. So he naked his ass naked. Dixon was naked, being groped by a large, drunk, and sexually frustrated 6'5" man who, had me in his crosshairs. Okay, he's like, look, I can fight back. How can I do it? Hey, I'm hungry. You hungry? I can't do nothing sexual if I'm hungry. My stomach growl. Okay, let's go get some food. Okay, because again, I'm at his house. He's huge. He got security. I can't do shit. Hey, I'm hungry. Let's get some food. So let's stop to Tyler Perry. Hey, okay, cool. Let's order a pizza. The fuck? Anyway, they ordered some pizza. He locked himself in the bathroom or whatever and slept on the floor in the bathroom. And they just, the following morning, I left my keys in my house. I went to get them. Perry told me the last night's incident was why the two shouldn't drink together, that it shouldn't have happened. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying it shouldn't happen and I drank too much. So again, blame it on alcohol. Okay. Now, that's, look. I feel like he did it. Okay. From the conversation there, he did it. Now, I want to play y'all a clip. Christian Keys had complained some of the exact same stuff.
To see which peers.
Shout out to Layla Lynn, because Layla Lynn pulled this, and I got it from her. But Christian Keys had went live and had posted videos when Christian Keys, who plays on All the Queen's Men, when Christian Keys was accusing a powerful, rich person in the industry who he had worked with on shows and blah 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 blah. Christian never said a person's name. He never said anyone's name. However, all the context clues made folks believe he was talking about Tyler Perry. It was either Tyler Perry he was talking about, or it was one other person, but I feel like folks said it wasn't the other person, but folks thought it was Tyler. And I just want y'all to listen to his story. And he did this way before we heard anything from Derek.
Are mad at me because it may interfere with their work. But yeah, you got a grown-ass man that knows that you're heterosexual and you're sleeping off Hennessy in his guest room because he says it's safe. Because I know I'm bent, so I'm after a big party. Won't say what type, won't say where. I'm asleep. I'm gone because I'm 4-5 Hennessy's deep and not short Hennessy's either. And this dude tries to climb into bed with you. So you spaz out, push him out, like, what the fuck? Get ready to leave. He apologizes, blame it on the alcohol.
This was Christian Keys talking. Let me see. Christian Keys. I want to say he was. When is this from? I want to say it was like this one. It had to be like around early 2024 or even late 2023. And when he was saying all of this on his IG night, he has since taken all of those videos down. He has not said anything more. But I'm like, his story sounds exactly like what Derek put in his lawsuit. At his somewhere at an event, heavily drinking at the house, being put in the guest room because I'm too drunk. Person coming in the bed to, shocking me. What the, I'm saying? It's the exact same story.
And you try to forgive him. So you're like, all right, man. All right, I'm gone. You shake his hand on the way out, and he tries to grab your penis.
Exact same thing. Came in, give me a goodnight hug, and grabbed my dick. Grabbed my butt. Exact same story. And again, when he did a few videos, it was like for like 2 or 3 days, he would post videos or go live, and he was saying all the stuff. He was like, "Oh, I got recordings. I had secret recording devices on me because I knew this and that. Blah 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 blah." Again, he was going on, and again, he never named who he was talking about. He never said Tyler's name. However, the stories sound identical.
He tries to shake and grab your equipment. And you spaz even more. Like, what the fuck you doing, man? What the fuck? Oh, my bad. So you go to leave, he tries to do it again. Now, at that point, my only regret is not breaking multiple bones in this person's face.
Christian Keys was also in a lot of Tyler Perry plays. Before Tyler Perry, had shows on BT. He had all his plays. And Christian Keys was in a couple of plays that Tyler, had. he's currently on All the Queen's Men, which is on BT Plus, and is shot on Tyler Perry Studios. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why folks felt like he was talking about Tyler.
Like beating the dog shit out of this person, right? Because that's available to me at all times. That inner grizzly bear is always available, but in the moment, I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And what? But you got a guy that's a billionaire, and I got $3 grand in my bank account.
Was it Bob Johnson? I can't think of who else they said the person was outside of it being Tyler Perry. Okay, but he was saying because it was only a few black billionaire, TV produced people that he could have been talking about who he had worked with.
We gonna believe, right? I got that $3 grand. That's my son's mom's rent for next month. Got to make sure little man's taken care of. That's my rent, and that's a little bit for the gas tank, and the rest of it I can go to the dollar store and get some bread and bologna and hot dogs and mustard, and I can get by. Work was slow, and a lot of the work that was coming it had penis attached to it. I'm like, fuck that, man. That's not what I want. That's not what I'm about to do. I regret not speaking up then, not being brave enough to, and I regret not hurting this person.
Now the issue I felt, so All the Queen's Men, Christian wrote that like years ago. And now I was on BT Plus and Tyler's associated with it. A lot of folks felt like he got paid for to be quiet because he was verbally loud about things, never to the name, but he was verbally loud about someone being this predator. The only issue I had with it is if you know he's a predator because of what he put you through, why are you choosing to not say his name? Because again, who else has he hurt or could he hurt in the future?
Because I had a big heart. Mother had a big heart. Mother's heart was just big, slim Michigan. She was like a little yellow boy. You're gonna come and you're gonna be a part of my family. And I always try to think about things, and not lash out, even though I wanted to, even though I want to. I'm mad at me for not hitting him. I'm mad at me for not speaking up and saying something. Because between that year and now, how many young black actors have fell for that?
And I'm like, so who was it? Who was it? So a lot of us felt like he purposefully came out, did not say names, to get a payday. Because this is before any other celebrity came out accusing someone of power and doing something against them, and their lawsuit did not follow. How Cassie went to Puffy like, hey, I got this book, being lawsuit. So I felt like what he did was, I'm going to publicly say what I went through. And if you don't want me to say your name, contact me. Because you either want to stop a predator or you want to be paid because of what you went through. So to me, it felt like he publicly caught out a predator who was preying on people to get what he wanted. But Christian felt like, I'm gonna say, look what's been going on, contact me or else.
How many of them, and you can hear him say it on you can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him say that he has multiple guys on payroll, 6 figures a year, that pop up and they do whatever he wants and they go back home. So they pop in, they grab their ankles, they do whatever he wants. And I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking do that. I'm not doing that. I don't want to make it that bad. I want to be able to shave in the fucking morning without any grief or any regret or any shame waiting for me in the mirror.
So in the lawsuit that Derek Dixon filed, okay, on page 33, again, it's like a 47-page thing. On page 43, he said in December 2023, Christian Keys, another actor who worked for Perry. Let me just share it. Let me just share it. And then we'll be done. Here. Okay. In December 2023, Christian Keys, another actor who worked for Perry prior to Dixon's employment, posted a video on social media platform detailing his abuse experience with an anonymous Black Hollywood billionaire, what Dixon pieced together and believes it was Tyler Perry. Okay. Dixon heard Ms. Keys' account and saw that Perry had been engaging in the same sexual conduct as other actors. Just like the interactions described by Keys, Perry would get drunk, climb into bed, and start fondling Derek's buttocks. Dixon wanted to share his experience with the media to prevent other actors from being exposed. Around this time, Perry called Dixon, indicating that he really wanted to find a home for Dixon's television series and began perpetuating the quid pro quo harassment to keep him around here. Okay. But again, I just feel like we never heard anything else from Christian. Never. At all. Also, I want to Derek quit the show in 2024. Okay. He was making close to $400,000 a year. If anyone has ever seen The Oval, Dale making $400,000 a year did not make any sense. Okay. The character wasn't worth. Dale wasn't even a main character. So how was he making close to $400,000? Because the defendant took no action to prevent further assault or harassment, Dixon had to quit his job working on the last season of The Oval. Dixon did so even though he was under contract to finish filming and stood to make close to $400,000. Dixon did not want to be sexually harassed or be placed in danger of sexual assault again. So quitting your job, quitting the job of making almost $100,000 is crazy to me. But the fact that both Christian Story and what's this man's name? Christian Story and also Derek's story being so similar is insane to me. Okay, completely insane to me. We still ain't heard from Christian Keys. I know the new season of All the Queen's Men comes out, I think either the end of this month, no, maybe next month in July. So again, Tyler Team said he is innocent. He didn't do it. I didn't do nothing, or whatever. Even if Tyler did not knowingly harass someone who he thought, even if Tyler felt like we're dating, you should never date someone you work with that is your employee. And if you are having some kind of relationship, you need to absolutely have things in writing with the HR department that it is we both agree to it. It is a consensual dating ship. It is a consensual, whatever, it's all consensual. But all of it felt real seedy, real underhanded, okay? It all felt just like, I don't know. I don't know, okay? And that's Tyler's fault. It's Tyler. This is all alleged, okay? This is all alleged. However, even if the basic information of Tyler has a habit of getting drunk, then pushing up on the actors on his set because he wants to have a private sexual relationship with men, and that's his business if he does not want to have a public relationship with men. That's whatever he wants to do behind closed doors. That's whatever. You cannot try to have a sexual private relationship with your employees because it makes you look like a predator. Especially if you keep trying it with straight men. Especially if it's always men who you hold their job in your hands. You are Tyler fucking Perry. There are enough people who are not on your payroll who would probably fuck you. And again, like with Lizzo and her dancers, where the dancers felt like Lizzo's sexual hanging out escapades were wrong. They were, because in the workplace it's a clear line, and Tyler allowed himself to be too friendly with at least one employee to where this is where we are now. So, I mean, the lawsuit within itself shows there was a friendship between Tyler and Derek. The question would be, did Derek not ever reciprocate Tyler's advances? Did he ever say, I don't want to fuck you? Or were there ever any communication of, yeah, I want to see where me and you can go, but I don't want to fuck you right now? If at any point in time Derek made a, if at any point in time Derek made a notion that, hey, I'm not saying no, I'm saying let's see. If there's proof of that, Tyler's antics make sense, because if Derek was like, not no, let's see, Tyler's actions make sense. However, if Derek never gave that notion that, maybe one day Tyler is 100% creepy, wrong, and should be, held accountable. So I'm like, I never understand people who force themselves on or just don't know how to take no for an answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. Because you don't have to date your employees at all. But over the years, just hearing different stories about Tyler, rumors about him liking him liking the men's. And if Tyler Perry likes men, who cares? If you gay, so what? I love dick too. You know what I'm saying? But if he allowed his power to go to his head where he felt like, even if someone is straight and I push up on them, I'm gonna keep pushing up on them until I get what I want. Now, nowhere in the lawsuit does it say that there was any forcible sexual intercourse. However, it was at the least extremely inappropriate touching on people, invading people's personal space, personal body, like you pulling his underwear down and grabbing his ass, all of that stuff, insane. Okay, but there was no mention of like some, like intercourse. Okay, luckily that did not happen. But this was absolutely, verbal harassment, texting harassment, again, physically touching me in an inappropriate manner harassment, and maybe even workplace harassment, because you make me feel like I can't keep my job unless we still fucking around. So we shall see. Okay, but I'm done, y'all. We got our 2 hours in and whatnot. I hope y'all enjoy and whatnot. Again, happy Juneteenth. Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Okay, y'all know it's always other content up, so always go watch whatever else I have up on my channel. I always appreciate it. And I need folks to stop getting sued. Okay, every day is a new day, a new lawsuit. Lord Jesus. Okay, look, wait, let me make something clear. Even though I'm playing devil's advocate on both sides of Tyler and the guy Derek, if these allegations are true, hard stop. Tyler Perry is wrong. Period. Okay, I don't want anyone saying, "Why are you victim?" Mm-mm. If the allegations are true, Tyler is wrong. Period. My only other notion was if there was a relationship they were exploring in that aspect, Tyler would not be wrong if he thought, I'm trying to date you. Because you said maybe not right now, maybe later. So again, if these allegations are true, and there was never no kind of maybe later, okay, I just have to be clear. Okay. Hey Queen, Tyler Perry's team, the lawyers only said that this seems to be an individual who got close to Tyler Perry and what now seems to have been a scam. But they denied any of this being true as far as him, trying to get with the band. And I said, that's why I said it seemed like privately they had a relationship. Hence why he was invited over Tyler's house in their guest room more than once. But that's the most his team has said, that this individual got close to Tyler Perry, was able to get close to Tyler Perry, what now comes off as a scheme. So we shall see. I'm sure more will be exposed later. Okay, as is a whole lawsuit. It's not gonna go away. And at some point, even if there's some kind of settlement, child, we're gonna need to know. Okay, because I'm like, what happened? Anyway, Diddy, we talked about Fat Joe earlier. What do you say? I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do it. It wasn't me, Jesus. Oh, let me see. Hold on, I just pulled it up. It says Fat Joe's attorney responds to rapper getting hit with $20 million lawsuit from former hype man calls that live intended to damage his reputation. Which I'm sure, what else would he say? Yeah, Fat Joe did it. He's guilty. They're calling it extortion. Which can be the thing. You know what I'm saying? But look, Diddy say he was innocent too. Diddy said, I didn't do these things. And then the video came out. Okay. So everyone has the right to defend themselves. And, period. But yeah, I just saw Fat Joe said, it was his attorneys and them. Okay. The lawsuit filed by Tyrone Blackburn and Terrence Dixon is a blatant act of retaliation, a desperate attempt to deflect attention from the civil suit filed first. And I mentioned to y'all, Fat Joe filed a defamation suit against him first. Okay. Which exposed their coordinated scheme to extort Mr. Fat Joe through lies, threats, and manufactured allegations. We didn't just sue a disgruntled former employee trying to revive a false claim from 15 years ago. We sued the lawyer behind it. We sued the lawyer behind it all. Tyrone Blackburn has a well-documented pattern of abusing the courts to harass defendants and generate media attention. 2 separate federal judges have condemned his conduct. One for filing headline-chasing lawsuits full of salacious and baseless claims, and another for making repeated legal misstatements and personal attacks in court filings. He is now the subject of a pending referral to the Southern District's disciplinary committee. Law enforcement is aware of this extortion demand at the heart of the scheme. The allegations against Fat Joe, his last name was Cartagena, I think it is, are complete fabrications, lies intended to damage his reputation and force a settlement through public pressure. Fat Joe would not be intimidated. We have taken legal action to expose the fraudulent campaign and hold everyone involved accountable. So again, Fat Joe said, bitch, I didn't do it. I'm innocent. So again, we shall see y'all. But anyway, I gotta go. I gotta go run a little errand and whatnot tonight. But I love y'all. Okay, I will probably come back on live tomorrow. Okay, go watch all the other content, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Again, don't get sued, y'all. Just no means no. Okay, no means no. Bye.